Have you ever wondered about the true origins of Halloween? Tonight, we're going to peel back the layers of costumes and candy to reveal a story far darker, a tale from over 2,000 years ago, when the veil between worlds was at its thinnest. This is a story of fire, faith, and a sacrifice so profound it has echoed through the ages. It's the story of a Celtic king who, under the haunting glow of the Samhain moon, made a choice that defies imagination. He offered his own son to the flames to save his people. Welcome, everyone! Tonight, we journey back in time, to a world lit not by streetlights, but by colossal bonfires roaring against the encroaching darkness. This was the world of the Celts, and this was the night of Samhain. Pronounced Samhain, Samhain was the most significant festival in the Celtic calendar. It wasn't just a party, it was a moment of cosmic importance. It marked the end of the harvest, the end of the light half of the year, and the beginning of the dark, cold winter. For the Celts, this wasn't just a change in seasons, it was their New Year's Eve, a time when the boundaries separating our world from the other world, the realm of spirits, fairies, and the gods dissolved. Imagine the atmosphere. The air is crisp, carrying the scent of wood smoke and damp earth. The last of the crops have been gathered, the livestock brought down from the summer pastures. A sense of unease hangs in the air, a mixture of respect and fear for the spirits who could now walk freely among the living. To appease these powerful entities and ensure the survival of their community through the harsh winter, the Celts, guided by their priestly class, the Druids, would light massive, sacred bonfires. These weren't just for warmth, they were ritual fires for purification, for divination, and for sacrifice. Archaeological evidence across Ireland, Scotland, and Britain supports these ancient practices. At sites like the Hill of Ward in County Meath, Ireland, archaeologists have unearthed massive, circular enclosures where huge fires were burned year after year, right around the time of Samhain. They found layers of ash and charred bone, remnants of these powerful rituals that formed the very heart of Celtic spiritual life. But what exactly was being sacrificed in these fires? This is where the story takes a chilling turn. Our most direct, though often biased, accounts come from outsiders, the Romans. Writers like Julius Caesar, who clashed with the Celts during his campaigns in Gaul, wrote extensively about the Druids. He described them as powerful figures who presided over all sacred matters, including sacrifices. Caesar's accounts speak of immense wicker figures, shaped like men, filled with living people and set ablaze as offerings to the gods. While some historians argue that Caesar may have exaggerated these accounts to portray the Celts as barbaric and justify Roman conquest, the theme of human sacrifice is a recurring one in descriptions of Druidic practices. These weren't acts of random cruelty. In the Celtic worldview, a sacrifice had to be of immense value to gain the favor of the gods. The more precious the offering, the more powerful the appeal. And what could be more precious than a human life? This brings us to the heart of our story, a legend that combines the historical reality of Samhain with the timeless drama of royal tragedy. It's a tale of a king named Tigernmas, a figure from the Irish Annals, a collection of medieval manuscripts that chronicle Ireland's mythic and historical past. Tigernmas, whose name means Lord of Death, was a powerful high king of Ireland. He was credited with introducing the mining of gold and the dyeing of clothes in different colors to distinguish social classes. He was a king of progress, a builder of civilization. But according to the annals, King Tigernmas met a terrifying end. One Samhain night, he gathered with his people hundreds, some sources say thousands, at a place called Migslect, the plain of prostration. They were there to worship the chief idol of Ireland, a fearsome deity named Crom Cruach, an idol said to be covered in gold and silver. The texts state that as the people prostrated themselves before this god, making their offerings, a terrible event occurred. Tigernmas and a vast majority of his followers mysteriously perished. The annals are cryptic about the exact cause, but the context is clear. They died during a powerful, and perhaps forbidden, Samhain ritual. While the story of Tigernmas is one of a king dying **** a ritual, it fuels the folklore that weaves our central narrative, the king who made the ultimate sacrifice *** for *** his people. This specific legend, passed down through oral tradition, tells of a year when the harvest failed completely. Blight had destroyed the crops, and a sickness was sweeping through the livestock. The druids read the signs and delivered a grim prophecy. The gods were angry. Without a sacrifice of unparalleled value, the tribe would not survive the winter. Famine and disease would consume them all. The king, whose name is lost to time but whose dilemma is eternal, looked at his starving people. He saw the fear in their eyes. He knew what was being asked of him. The gods didn't want gold or animals. They demanded the most precious thing the king possessed. His future. His lineage. His own son. Imagine the king's agony. This was his heir, the boy he had raised to one day lead the tribe. But as he looked from his son's face to the faces of the families depending on him, he made his decision. As the great Samhain bonfire was lit, its flames leaping high into the black sky, the king, with a heavy heart, led his son to the fire. He committed his own flesh and blood to the flames, an offering to appease the gods and secure the survival of his community. According to the legend, the very next day, the sickness among the cattle vanished, and a miraculous late bloom provided just enough sustenance to see the people through the winter. The sacrifice had worked. Whether this is a literal account or a powerful myth meant to convey the weight of leadership and the absolute devotion the Celts had to their beliefs, the message is the same. Samhain was a night of profound consequence. It was a time when the survival of the entire community was believed to hang in the balance, balanced on the edge of a sacrificial flame. These ancient fires of Samhain have never truly been extinguished. They smolder in our modern traditions. The jack-o'-lantern on your porch is a descendant of the Celtic practice of carving turnips to ward off wandering spirits. The act of going door-to-door for trick-or-treat echoes the Celtic tradition of guising, where people would dress in costumes to confuse the spirits and would receive offerings of food on behalf of the gods. The fires of Samhain show us a world where fear and faith were deeply intertwined, where the barrier between the living and the dead was porous, and where the welfare of the community could demand the ultimate price. As you celebrate Halloween this year, remember the ancient echoes of this powerful night. Remember the story of the Celtic king, the bonfire, and the unthinkable sacrifice made in the heart of the encroaching darkness. It's a haunting reminder of how our modern festivities are rooted in something far older and far more intense. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the past. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more dives into the hidden histories that shape our world. Let me know in the comments what other ancient mysteries you'd like to explore. Stay curious, and see you next time.